Okay, so a lot of you guys have been asking in some of our previous videos about the new solar rental from Tesla. So we are going to kind of break that down, go over it, and kind of compare it to how we did ours, which is buying outright. But it's a little sunny out here if you can't tell, so I think we're gonna move into the garage. So we've been getting a lot of questions about the new solar rental that Tesla's offering and figured we should probably go over that with you guys a little bit. And we kind of want to talk about how the new solar rental would be versus what we paid for our system about a year ago.
Earlier this month, Tesla announced a solar rental program which really helps lower the barriers that prevent most people from installing solar on their house.
Yeah. Or their biggest fear.
Their biggest fear, yeah. They don't want to put that much of an investment in, or they don't want to have to take out like a home equity loan, or they don't want to have to finance it. Now, they don't have to. There's really almost no money up front. They have to pay a small fee to get the ball rolling, and then they just have a small monthly charge depending on the size of the system. Yeah. And Tesla announced currently they're going to have small, medium, and large systems. Each of those is about 4, 8, and 12 kilowatts. Most people could probably get by on one of those medium-sized systems, depending on how many cars you have.
Yeah,
we had a quite large install when we had solar put in, so we'd actually want like an extra large system. They don't currently offer that, but it does say that you can upsize your system. So there's no upfront cost, there's just the small monthly payment. The only thing is if you do decide to cancel the solar rental, there is a $1,500 uninstallation or deinstallation charge, which is not huge. It covers basically their labor. They're not making any money off of that.
I wonder how long they would keep it on your house though after you cancel. Will they keep it on there and keep generating that power?
That's what I've been wondering, because if you read the paperwork, they don't really say how long. They say that you have to make it available for them to uninstall it, but it doesn't say they're going to uninstall it right away. So I'm wondering is if you rent it and they decide to cancel, could they leave those solar systems installed on your roof and still get the generation of the electricity and still get the renewable energy credits that the system provides. So if Tesla puts 2 meters on there, it's possible, theoretically, that they could stop renting the panels to you, but leave them on your house.
Yeah, and maybe they could keep that generating power and get money back from the utility companies until it's actually removed.
Yeah, so it's possible, theoretically, they would be able to get the renewable energy credits as well as the credits from the net metering if they're able to switch that back over.
And also, when you rent, Tesla is the one that actually gets that 30% tax credit, not you, the user, since you are just renting it. Now, if you purchase it like we did, we were actually able to get that.
Exactly, and that 30% tax credit is valid on installations which are scheduled for this current year. But starting next year is going to drop down to 26%. But by Tesla installing all these systems as rentals, Tesla would be able to take advantage of all those tax credits and incentives and be able to get the money on that. So they're making a little bit of money off of the rental fee, but they're making a lot more money off of these investment tax credit, which the federal government offers. There's also renewable energy credits, which are on top of the net metering balance that a user might get. And for smaller users, I looked up in our case, for smaller systems that are perhaps less than 25 kilowatts, which would be virtually every residential household. 25 kilowatts is not usually residential, but we only make like half of a cent per kilowatt hour, which is almost next to nothing. Over the course of the year, we might get $150, which is okay. But for producers that have systems larger than 25 kilowatt hours per year, they get like 5.5 cents per kilowatt. So it's almost 10 times as much money.
So do you think Tesla's able to group these systems to try to get that?
That's what I'm theorizing.
It would make a lot more sense on their standpoint.
If they can put these together, because they're all going to be, if they could all be on like Tesla's account, or they're all their properties, it's like a virtual solar power plant that they could combine these, make that higher value for the renewable energy credits, and they could be making thousands of dollars on renewable energy credits per rental as well.
That adds up if you can do thousands of systems though.
Exactly.
Bring it back a little bit, this rental is actually currently only offered in 6 states. Kind of a bummer, but they got to start somewhere. So like Arizona, California, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and New Mexico.
And even more restrictive, it's not necessarily with every single utility company in those states. So basically Tesla has a deal where these utility companies are like required by law, or maybe they just want to get more into renewable energy, that they are pairing up with companies such as Tesla that can provide that for them, so then they don't have to go and build another coal plant or a natural gas power plant.
Yeah, so it's actually good, but right now it is still pretty limited. And so the rental price is a fixed monthly price. It includes panels, necessary hardware, install, support, and maintenance. And since you're renting it, they maintain it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do any of that.
So as we mentioned before, they're offering 3 different size solar systems. One is the small system, which is 3.8 kilowatts. The medium system is 7.6 kilowatts, and the large system is 11.4 kilowatts. Basically, the way the pricing that works is that for each size of those systems, like small would be about $50 a month.
Yep.
For most states, California is $65, and then if you wanted medium, it's going to be $100 a month, or large would be $150, or in California that would work out to $65, $130, or $185 a month for rental.
So going off that small, medium, and large scale, an 11.4 kilowatt system is only $185 a month in California. Now, if you kind of multiply all that out, it'd be roughly 16 years worth of renting to have purchased the system at basically like their list price right now. That being said though, even with renting, you do have the ability to buy the system so that you can then take ownership of it, but you can't do so until after 5 years of having rented it and obviously not being in default.
Yes, exactly. So another thing, yeah, prices are a little bit more expensive in California, but the price of electricity is also a lot more expensive in California.
It is.
And by installing a solar system, this net metering should really allow the user to greatly reduce your bill. Yes, you are paying $185, but that $185 might work out to be, $200 or $250 of electricity that you would, maybe even more, that you would have been paying to your electric company, but now it's all 100% renewable energy.
And if you get something like Powerwalls, which unfortunately cannot be rented but can be purchased as an add-on kind of thing, it will help you that much more because then you can store power in these and then at night use that rather than the utility company. So that just helps offset it even more.
So as Eric mentioned, they do not currently allow you to rent a Powerwall as part of this deal, but we did hear that they can actually be financed as well.
I couldn't find anything on Tesla's website about financing.
But if you talk with them, we are hearing that financing is an option. And we'll do a video on that in the coming weeks. We're going to be talking about how much our Powerwalls are helping us save on power. Basically, 99.9% of the energy we get from the grid is at the lowest rate possible.
Yeah.
And we provide all of our energy from solar.
They do actually have this graph on Tesla. We'll put it up. But it's how much energy can I expect to generate compared to the rental cost. And as you can see here, the lowest you could net in New Jersey is right about $20, and the most you could net, which would be California, would be about $650. Obviously it will vary, but it's not always about net and what you're gonna make, because a lot of the solar for us was just getting off the grid, being more self-sustainable. We care about the environment.
Yeah.
But this goes to show you, you can actually, I don't want to say make money, but you can save money in getting solar.
And you're doing it in the cleanest way possible using renewable energy.
Yep.
And again, these numbers that Eric just gave are for the small system. So if you're getting a medium or large, then you double or triple those savings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. So I mean, that could almost be $2,000 a year in California. So a lot of people's apprehension with getting solar is they don't plan on staying in their house for 10, 20 years, whatever that loan may be. And the nice thing with this is you don't really have to worry about that as much because, one, if you decide not to keep the solar on your house or your new buyer doesn't want it, it's only $1,500 to remove. Or when you do move, the new owner can take over that, which is great. But it's a lot easier to get out of than buying solar outright.
Exactly, and going into it, the maximum is $1,500 to get out of it.
Yeah.
And again, you can transfer the rental agreement over to the new buyer if you sell your house, but if they don't want it, just go ahead and get it removed, and that will, you're done with that after that $1,500.
So we talked a lot about the positives, which there are a lot of, but on the flip side, we need to talk about some potential negatives. And somebody posted their contract online. Not sure if they were supposed to, but we found it, went through it, found some things that were a little interesting to us, and we want to make sure that you guys are informed about this. And the biggest thing to me is the potential change in subscription price. That price that it's listed at now can potentially change. It is not locked in.
Yeah, it does say in the contract that Tesla has to give you 30 days advance notice before they do increase your rental fee, but then you can decide if you want to continue with the system or cancel. I think, though, that it's not really something that serious to be concerned about. Because
Yeah.
basically, Tesla is trying to rent you this system, and they're going to be trying to lower your electric bill. So that means they're going to have to offer this so that you're paying less for your solar rental than you would to buy electricity directly from the utility company. So they can't raise the price too much, because then that would outprice it to
Exactly.
be more expensive. So we already covered it earlier, but I'll just say once more, in the contract it does say you agree all tax credits, incentives, rebates, and certificates, those are those renewable energy credits, are all the property of Tesla. So that just shows that they're getting, whether your power company has a rebate, they're going to get all of those. The renter doesn't get those because they're not the owner of the system.
And those are things that we got since we purchased it. So it just goes to different people, but also the pricing will reflect that, or should reflect that.
They're getting it
so that you get a discount.
But definitely, they're paying a lot less, because again, we would have had to rent our system for 16 years to get to what we ended up paying for our system. So this is a great way to get on it. And as technology changes, and perhaps in a few years, the panels might be twice as efficient.
That's a good idea. We could have rented it for a couple years, paid $1,500, and then got a brand new, higher quality system.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think of that.
And in 5 years, what if the panels are like 600 watts per panel instead of 325?
I didn't think of that at all.
Yeah, well, we didn't have the rental option.
That's true.
But this is a great way for people to upgrade, kind of like with a cell phone, and you upgrade your cell phone every couple of years. Now people can be upgrading their solar panels every few years.
And to be honest, now that you mention that, if we would have had this, I would have gone this way so that we could have upgraded every couple of years for $1,500.
$1,500. I mean, that's the price of a high-end cell phone.
And
again, you're not going to be getting it every year. So if you wanted to do that every few years, get some new panels on there, they should be able to use the same mounts. So really, all they're going to have to do is pop off the panels, put new panels on. They're not going to have huge increases in productivity overnight, but in 5 years, 10 years, we could have panels that are twice as efficient or more.
Or more.
There's all kinds of advances in technology. So
that's a really good point I didn't think of. So all the more reason renting is really probably what we would have done if we had the opportunity.
I mean, I still like that we bought our system just so we don't have to worry about it. We don't have any ongoing costs.
Yeah.
But it would have been a lot cheaper had this been available.
It would have been easier to upgrade. And as you know, we love upgrading because how many Teslas have we been through? Too many.
Yeah.
So
and we're already thinking about upsizing our system.
Yeah.
If we could add a rental, we would. But again, it's not currently available in Colorado.
Bummer. And the other interesting thing, real quick, is Tesla actually is insuring the panels themselves. So it actually says Tesla shall insure the system against all damage or loss unless that damage is caused by your gross negligence, damage or loss is caused by ball strikes, like ball pit balls, probably not going to hurt it, but like golf balls, baseballs, balls in general that fall from the sky, or you intentionally damage the system. So it's interesting they're still doing this. You're still going to want it on your home insurance, but it's nice that they're doing that too, because that way everyone's protected. Since they're renting it though, it is still probably on their book, so that's why they want to insure.
Yeah, it's their equipment. They want to make sure that it's covered.
But yeah, that's basically it though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let's talk about this down below though, because I'm kind of curious. Those of you that have solar currently that either leased it or purchased it outright, would this rental be of interest of you? If this was available, would you have done this rather than the option you chose? Now I'm super glad we bought it because we don't have any upcoming bills or anything like that. The rental thing that you came up with, the fact that we could potentially get newer panels and upgrade in the future, is super, it's something I love because I go through phones constantly, I go through electronics, technology, we go through cars because we've gone through a couple of those, long story, but it would have been nice actually if that was offered. So I really think a lot of people will actually go for this. So comment down below if that's something you would go for.
Also, if you have any questions about what we've discussed today or about our power walls or our solar system, go ahead and leave questions down below and we will try to get back to you. Though we're going to be doing some more solar and Powerwall videos in the coming weeks.
And Q&A.
Just to celebrate our 1 year anniversary of getting our solar system installed. We're going to be giving you all the details of what our production was, how much money we saved, and what our plans are for the future. So definitely get those comments down below and let us know what you'd like us to talk about in the coming weeks.
I guess besides that, hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean, for sponsoring the channel. If you guys are looking to accessorize your Model S, X, or Model 3, definitely check them out. All linked down below. Using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off your first order. That's it. Again, hope you enjoyed it. Definitely comment down below what your thoughts were, and we can talk about it down there. I know this has been a huge topic of debate lately on whether or not it's a good deal. Hopefully, we kind of gave you some good insight. As always, though, thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Go and click here to subscribe, here for some other ones, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.